If you love Slay the Spire and can't get enough of deck builder roguelikes, then this game might just be your next obsession. With stunning visuals, strategic gameplay, and an unforgettable soundtrack, it's got everything to absolutely grab your attention. But does it truly live up to the genre's greatest hits? Will it be a next new addition? We're diving in to find out if this deck building adventure that is quite dark and gloomy deserves a spot in your library, or is it just another forgettable indie card game? Let's hop right in. I want to showcase some of the gameplay, some of the visuals, and even the audio about this game. Let's hop right into it. So one thing to note, when you do initially boot up this game, there is a character creator, right? Now, granted, the character creator is super simplistic. You can make a male or female. You can choose a background for your character. Now, this is where I do like about certain RPGs, where like you could truly change the way your entire gameplay is made, is when you are able to create this character. I will have some of the character creator on screen so you guys can see it, but it's very simple. I was able to make it in less than 2 minutes, but I don't think the character creator is like super that important or was really heavily focused on for how simplistic it is. Granted, this is a indie dev team over at Lycan Studios, so they probably weren't focusing heavy, but from what I do like of it, they did what they could to really showcase the dark and gloominess of this game. And there's also 8 different background choices that will overall affect the way your character plays. And there are also 3 different difficulties, from, you know, your normal, they call it pain for harder difficulty, and as well as suffering for extreme players out there. So overall, I have already completed the tutorial. I completed my actual very first run, but this is your main hub area that you'll be jumping into. So over here, there is a tutorial. You can skip the tutorial, but I definitely recommend at least playing it a little bit so you can at least get a general idea of how this game plays. Right over here, we have our inventory, so you can actively bring stuff with you along of your runs, because like I said, this is a deck builder, so all the items and such, you can wear anything you wear has some form of effect on how your character plays. You can collect different kinds of gear, you know, each with its own unique cards, you know, to really overall fit the playstyle that you're going for. So if you look over here, I chose the scholar background, which I forgot already what it does. It was a minute since I've chose that, but overall you get your inventory, and this is what you can get in your main hand. You could choose a sword, shield, armor, a ring, and a trinket for your inventory. So right now I am using a steel broadsword, which every 4th attack is a heroic strike, and has an additional selectable effect, which is between critical, chance, stun, and trample. So I'll get into that in the future when we actually hop in. So I went this entire run with the steel broadsword, and honestly, I survived heavily, and I was very surprised that I did. Like, I got to the last run with 3 health points left, right? That's the part that really got me. And then I got the Crimson Cutlass, which, like I said, all of these weapons will change how your cards are played. So I went an entire run. I want to try something a little different. I'm gonna try the Crimson Cutlass just so I can get a general idea of like how that plays. And you just get your overall stats, how well everything is going, your armor, and everything you collect will change how your cards are. So that's one cool thing I definitely do like about that. So we hop over to mastery. Now your mastery is, of course, it's very simple. The mastery of the weapons and items you have been utilizing. The more you use it, the more you start to fill that up to gain a mastery of that particular card. Now, of course, like I said, each thing here has different effects that goes onto it. So I can use the dagger, which, as you're noticing, all of my cards are changing. These are completely changing your entire playstyle for each run. So I like the DPS route always. I'm always the dexterity build, and as you notice, like, all of my cards are just changing. So overall, I want to try something different. I did play a little bit Beforehand, I was able to get about 2 hours worth of game time during my first run, and as well as the tutorial. So I just, you always want to like switch things up. So that is your mastery. Then you have your appearance, and this is where I was saying the character creator, right? So we have, this is what my character looks like. Like I said, it's very simple. I could choose male or female. I could change the hairstyle, all that good stuff. And I can change the colors. There's extras. I can add tattoos, piercings. I can change the skin color, and then your background. So I am the scholar. Basically, I gain 20% more mastery points. So anytime I gain a mastery in it, I just gain 20% more. So I kind of like that. But you have 8 of these different ones. The soldier increases your health. The gambler has a 5% chance for every percentage-based check. So you get a lot of cool stuff. But I'm not going to change it because I already made my thing. And of course, we have the overall shop. Now, you gain these currencies towards when you're killing minions and stuff. They're called the blood shards. You can obtain them by fighting, raiders and minions. And if you gain enough, you can buy new gear, new weapons, new armor, and all that good stuff. So far I only have 78. So if I think I'd get one more good, if I do one more good run, I can actually purchase something from the shop if I would like. And overall, that is your main hub area. So this time, like I said, I'm gonna rock the Crimson Cutlass, which will change some of the way my stuff deals. And I want to have fun. I want to have a little bit of fun. And then, of course, the main king that we need right here, we start our runs. So you click this tablet over here, and you have 3 given locations that you can start with. So far, I started with the ruins because I noticed that a lot of these were much harder difficulties, and I barely survived the ruins. So let's hop back over. And of course, we have the different bosses that we can go through. I think I fought yesterday. I fought one of these guys, but next is the Brute Sturdy, and I have to take him down. So there is the boss progression, which the Ghoul Queen is the boss of this given area. So I need to be able to get through them to get to her. So we start the run one more time. We're about to run it back. So I'll show you guys how the game is overall played. Like I said, this game is very similar to like Slay the Spire. It kind of gave me a bit of a vibes of Darkest Dungeon, but overall it looks fine. So you start off with 3 cards. You got 1 torch and 1 boon token. And now I get to choose a card. So now this is where you actually get to choose the way your game is going to be played, right? So I get Slam, which takes 2 points to be able to utilize it, which is melee, deal 20 damage. I can push, and it gives a weakness of 5. Push basically moves the target to the last position, so you can be a bit strategic when you're facing enemies, just in case if they're a little too tough, you're like, nah, I need you at the back of the line, homeboy. We got melee, can target one of the first 2 enemies on one side, and of course weakness, the attack damage dealt is decreased by weakness, decreased by 1 after each strike. Of course, I got the body check, which is more of a melee, deal 5 damage plus armor value on the attacked side. And then you actually have your armor, so armor 12 minus 2. So I'm gonna go for the Slam. And this is where you start to build your deck. I want that aggression. Give me that plus 25 crit damage. I like that. I can't go too heavy on DPS. I'm gonna need some shields. Go for side. And like you said, I get 3 cards I can choose, and then the game will fill in the rest for you. And then over time, you could further build that. So there is a lot going on screen. It's not too clustered where it becomes a problem. But when you're actually playing, you have change orientation. So if you notice right now that my character is facing to the right, now that's not good, because one thing about this game is it's directional combat. So that means if my back is faced towards enemies, they can deal double the damage. So I would need to actually change the orientation to actually face them. So I like that. That's pretty cool. So far I have 3 enemies. They got high health pools, and you notice I have a pretty high health pool as well. And I have a 25% chance to block to avoid any frontal attacks. So far, if you look over to my left, far left, bottom left hand corner, you have your actual stamina bar. Now, this 4 costs dictate how many cards I can play this turn. So that is my base stamina. And if you notice right here, because I picked the cutlass, the more attacks I do, this will fill up. And every 4th attack gains me a heroic strike, which allows me to actually do any of these 3 things that I choose. Normally I like the crits because anytime I play an RPG, I love the dexterity build. I like killing crits, man. It's like it's satisfying to me. So far we got 3 people. I'm gonna just immediately start off with guarding. And when you're guarding, remember, like I said, you have to guard both sides. So if you notice, there's a 4 in the front of me, but there's not another 4 on the other side of me. What that means is if there was enemies on the right, they can deal damage to me. But if I were to put armor on behind me, they would have to get through that armor first. And I'm gonna just add another 20% block, and I went up an extra 20%, going up to 45%. And of course, I'm gonna deal some damage, going for a crimson cut. Boom, and it crit. It killed him. Holy shit. Well, it did a little bit of damage to him. And then I got one more attack to do. And if you notice, the red bar is filling up, so that's actually pretty great too. Then we have the shove, which basically has the push. I can push him to the back of the line if I wanted to, or I can deal 3 damage, gain 3% for each damage dog. So I don't want to shove it, so I'll end my turn. Now, before ending turn, if you feel like you need more cards, you can use a torch, which lets you, it's a scry. So if a lot of you who are familiar with like Magic the Gathering, scry basically lets you look at the top, however X many amount of cards, to see what you want, and I get to pick one and I get to discard the rest. So I'm gonna actually scry, see if I can do something else. And of course, I want to, oh, that open cut, I definitely like that because that allows bleeding. 10 on a bleeding target, I'm gonna take that. And if anybody's bleeding, like my man's here, he now has plus 14 bleeding, which bleeding deals 1 health loss per stack of every turn, decreases every turn. So theoretically, that should kill him once his turn begins. And it does. And it does. Let's get it. So if you notice, they all attacked me and it dropped my armor down. So it did not actually affect my main health pool. And, you know, we're going to also have some fun. So this is the bleed build. I think we're going for the bleed build, guys. So I'm going to put armor behind me just in case, because this stuff stacks pretty quickly. Term orientation again. And we're going to go for a bleed. And I'm going to go for another block just to increase my block up. And we move on forward. So they tore through that, and I'm just gonna start cutting through these guys now, and I'm gonna apply you bleed. Now you notice she moved right behind me, so her ability is called the coward ability. When it loses health from an attack, it moves to the last position on the other side. Remember how I said it's directional, so that means if I need to worry about both of these guys. But luckily, because early in this match, I chose to put a armor behind me, so I still get to defend myself, actually. But I'm gonna put another armor up front, and I'm gonna add another 25% block, and I'm gonna end the turn. Let it play out. They're gonna attack. She's attacking. But either way, I win this next turn anyway. So we're gonna do this and that. And I'm gonna just end turn, let the bleed take over, and she's done. Call it a day. Victory. Now, in between your runs, we get to our new location, right? So you can choose one of these 2 routes. And they're a mystery for a reason. From what I was playing before, you can either choose a new card, and I think, or new equipment. So this one allows me to choose new card. Just know once I picked that decision, I went down that route, And this is where it starts to get that mysterious part of like roguelikes, like you're just going through different areas. So I get to choose a card. I personally like, ooh, wait, what is Boaster? So you gain a +1. Ooh, Boaster, but I really do like the Build Rage. Build Rage has got me through a lot. So you can either choose a card, I can use a torch to reroll this, or I can skip and heal myself for 5. I don't need that. I need cards. And I can choose another card. And we get to the randomness of this, because it makes you choose, like, damn. But I came across a Brigand Camp. Only thing I wished with those moments where it says Brigand Camp, I do wish that they kind of wrote like a little story, like, oh, your character was walking through a Brigand Camp and oh, X, Y, and Z happened, and this is how we got to this point. That right there is why I wish they did that. Hopefully they could do that in the future, because it would just add, it would, ooh, give me, ooh, wait. I have a bleed build going. Give it to me. I do really wish that they could do that, because that would add a little bit more of that RPG feeling to the game, because just having it appear does not really feel good in my opinion. I just like, all right, I'm here and I'm picking between 3 things I want the outcome to be. So it's like, it's okay. It could be better. I would definitely like if there was some form of a storytelling, and that's kind of like hard to really do. I know, because it's very random, but you know, just something. Little flavor text is all I ask for, you know? I know I'm probably asking for a lot. They're like, man, this motherfucker asking for a whole lot. One of the boss guys. This is the Brute. Oh, yeah, I'm about to make a name for myself up in here. Yeah, I'm about to... Ooh, how do I want to whoop your ass? I'll throw the 20% block, so give me 40. I'm about to... Oh, you ain't about to know what's about to hit you, dog. So let's do this. Pause that. Give me the 14. We'll end the turn, because he also has a buddy with him as well, which I'm not the biggest fan of, because he has the whole death trigger shit. While it's playing, dog, the soundtrack too is another thing. Like, it really gives you that old Victorian vibe, the olden days. Like, it gives you that vibe, man. But I'm about to show them why they call me him. It's just, I'm about to be him Han. They're gonna call me Himmy Turner in a second, bro. Let's finish this. Oh, you're dead next turn, bucko. You're dead next turn. You're dead next turn, chief. Let's wrap it up. Yep, gone. Gone. The bleed build is powerful. Shit. I'm gonna have to throw this shit out. I hit. You're gone. And I'm boasting myself. Call it a day. That's it. Bye-bye. Holy shit, they all have taunt. They all have taunt. Who said this is okay? Jesus fucking Christ. That should take care of him. All right, boys. I am absolutely cooked. I have 5 enemies on both sides. 2 of them have taunt. Well, 4 of them have taunt. Right. So let's do this. Put up sharp metal. Thorns 4. Draw 1. Drew away card, of course. That's fine. That's fine. That's fine. I'll get rid of a weight card. Scry for 1. Give me... Oh, yes. I need trample. Now, this is where you start needing, like, AoEs. You need AoEs for this game, man. You need AoEs, because stuff like this, when there's, like, multiple enemies on the side... And that's what I like about the thorns, because they attack me, they get hurt, all that stuff. Like, I need something to help me out here. So I gotta lock in. It's time to lock the fuck in. You're done. Cause him bleed. Block in front. I'm gonna scry for 1. Ooh, I get another thorns. Pop that. I need something to help me out. Deal the damage. Deal the little bit of dot damage as we can. It's slowly but surely. Slowly but surely. Block this side. Trample. 20. Nah, he's gonna die next. Deal it to him. And I do +5 on my next attack. I'm down to 100 health. Like I said, last run, I barely survived my last run. Like, the difficulty gets harder. I definitely tell you that. All right. Deals 16 damage. Deal it to you. Who's bleeding? Anybody bleeding? No, not a fucking soul is bleeding. There we go. There we go. We're chopping them down one by one. Bleeding target. That solidifies that. Get my block up. Those two man to the left, go to the left should die as soon as this turn begins. Oh my god, I may not survive. I need health. I need health. They're jumping me. Alright. That's 20. 20% block. I'm cooked. I'm gonna scrap for another one. There we go. There's a lot of high costing cards I have. Die already. He spawned another one. You gotta be shitting me. I might not survive this. I have to think smart. He dies next turn. How about you? Get him out. He dies next turn, so we're good. We're good. We're good. He dies next turn, so they both died. I just gotta focus on him. Kill him. Oh, I still got turn. I still got time. That gets both of them. We come across the brute one more time, and I have no health. Give me my thorns. Let's just start stacking this motherfucker. We need to start stacking this motherfucker. Wolf strike. Yeah, I was like, somebody ain't bleeding right now. Whoa, get the hell out of my hand. I'll get that out. It's me or you guys. Whoa. Oh. That kills him. I can't target these motherfuckers. Oh. You son of a bitch. Oh, sweet victory. Oh, give me my shards. I did it. I beat another run, dog. I got shield reward, so I gained a new shield. Nice. And this is where the mastery comes in. The more you utilize the cards, the more of the mastery you get with them, and it levels up so you can get more and better rewards. And that right there is the run for Monastery. So just so you know, guys, this is a demo. Well, this is early access, so to speak. So you can definitely continue having fun. I definitely recommend hopping into it. That would be 2 boss areas that I have done already. and I got one more boss to go through, another run, and then I'll be targeting up the Gold Queen. But if you guys want to try out Monastery demo, I will leave a link in the description below. I'll definitely leave a link in the description below. This game is fun. I've just dropped probably another hour and a half into this game. This game is fun to play. So, like I said, if you want to play this game, link in the description below. I also want to thank the Lycan Studios for giving me a review copy of this game. This game is fun. And it's just like, it is if you're used to Slay the Spire, this is another little game from another indie dev team that you could probably sink your teeth into. They do have quite a crazy roadmap ahead for their game already, even though it is in early access. So there's a lot more stuff that they want to start doing. They want to add more swords, more shields, more heavy armor. Guns are getting added to the game. Daggers, leather armor, cloths, maybe, and some books and wands. So we get a lot more spells and a little bit of necromancy possibly as the game continues to further get more support. They get a lot of new stuff that's coming out. The more boons, like, I will have their Steam page and a link below. Definitely go check it out. This game so far is really fun. I definitely enjoy it. If you guys are worried about the price tag, it is sitting at $16. If you do want to get the soundtrack and the game itself, is sitting at $20 as well. This game is fun. The core gameplay is pretty fun. It is the visuals, the audio, the diversity, the way the weapons are, the way you could just use different things. I can't wait to see when the full update comes around, when I can use the wands and the guns and the books, because I really like spell casting too. You know, I'm not really always about the melee. I like to drop the spells too. But definitely hop into the link below. I'll have it down there. Also, if you enjoyed today's episode, the overall preview, you know, whether you should play or pass this game, I definitely recommend playing it. It's fun. It is definitely fun. It's a nail biter. It has a nice gameplay loop around it, and a lot of bit of that adaptation and that mysteriousness that a lot of roguelikes bring to the field. But other than that, subscribe to the channel, like the video, it helps out a lot. But as always, I want you guys to stay safe out there. It has been your host, Chaos DTV, signing out. Peace.